said some nice things, and then and said that on April 15th I made a statement or I guess a wry comment or a crude remark, depending how one would interpret it. David Gergen, this was at the time of the Tea Party protests, which people were referring themselves as teabagging things for people. And then David Gergen, one of our analysts, said something about the Republicans having a hard time, or people having a hard time finding your voice, and I made a stupid, silly one-line aside, which you referenced. Yet again. I think it's an incorrect statement to say that I am trying to I was in any way trying to disparage protests that, legitimate protests. I don't think it's my job to disparage or encourage, which oddly other networks seem to be doing, protests. I think there's nothing, protest is the great right of all Americans, and it's not my job in any way to try to make fun of other people or disparage what they were doing. And I don't believe that's what I was intending to do. I do think, in this case, I think it's odd and sort of mildly humorous that this one phrase happened to be used and adopted. And if a group is going to adopt a term which has also has meanings which have long been established, it's not completely out of the norm that you would at least comment on the fact that there is an alternate meaning to this phrase. So this is more than I ever really wanted to discuss this, but. But let me say, if people took offense to that and felt that I was disparaging their legitimate right to protest and what they were doing, then that is something I truly regret, because I don't believe in doing that. And I certainly regretted even saying it just because, there was no point. I mean, having this discussion just takes away from, the real story. So, it was a one-line wry comment that popped in my head, and I said it. It's not something that's been repeated, and nor would it. So I certainly understand why some people would be offended. This is, you're on TV a lot of times, and you end up saying things, and some of the things sometimes you regret, and sometimes you don't. So I hope that at least explains, my thinking on it a little bit. But I really do. I appreciate the question. Thank you. I'll just do one more.